Hey guys, welcome back to the React Native course. In this video, we are going to talk about how to just test JSON server with Postman. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a JSON server and we're gonna test a CRUD operation using the Postman. So let's see what we're gonna do first. First, we're gonna create a JSON server quickly. Let's create a JSON server. So I'm going to delete my existing folder and I'm going to create a new folder called server. So let me create a new folder called server. Okay, after creating a folder, let me open in the VS Code. Open with code by right clicking on this, or you can just do drag and drop. That's up to you, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to create a new file called db.json file. Okay, now inside this, I'm going to create a one API path, one route called users route. Well, whatever you can say, endpoint route, that's up to you, but I'm going to call as a endpoint. Okay, to run this JSON server, what we have to type, JSON server dash that watch db tab enter, and we got an issue with this. Okay, let me remove that comma, and that was causing error. And let me again run this server, so you can see that our local JSON server is running on the 3000, and we can see this. Awesome. Now after that, what we gonna do, let me open the JSON server here quickly, and we can see like slash users. User is nothing, we can't see any data. So in this video, basically we are going to perform CRUD operation using the Postman. Okay, so first, if you have not installed the Postman, you can just download and install the Postman. What is Postman? Postman is a API testing API platform which help us to test the API and manage our API and to share with the others users. After installing the Postman, let me open my Postman. So you can see that the Postman is opening, and let me close all the tabs whatever I had opened previously. Don't save. Okay, so so first, what you can see, this is the interface looks like for Postman. So what you have to do, you have to click on new, click on HTTP request. After that, whatever the path, whatever the URL is, that you have to just copy that URL and paste it at that. Okay, so it could be slash users, it could be slash to do. That's gonna up to your endpoint. Like if I make to do here and you want to insert any document, so that is gonna be a to do route. It will be happen to do. Okay, so basically currently we are going to create a users object. Okay, users, we are going to basically we are talking about the CRUD operation. So we are going to do create operation post request, creating a user using the API. So if I click on, we're gonna perform a post request. Okay, and this is the endpoint, and we're gonna have a body, and we're gonna send a JSON data as a JSON format. Okay, so we're gonna have a object. Okay, let me remove the object, and this is gonna be a name key. Name will be Alishan Ali. Okay, and the role will be a user for now. Okay, and let me add an email. Email will be alishan@gmail.com, and if I click on send, so you can see that the data is requested and we got a 201 as a created. And if I open the JSON file, so you can see that our data is created. Okay, so you can see that we had not passed the ID, but it generated the ID. So basically what happened now, whenever we create a data using the post, if you make a post request to a JSON server, so it will add a unique ID to that document or to that item to perform like delete request, put request, to identify which item is it. Okay, to make it a unique object. Okay, now you can see that we have done a post request. Now let's see how we can perform a get request. So I click on new HTTP request and just dump this URL, and I'm going to do a get request, and I click on send. So you can see that we are getting all the data. Let me add one more data at the place of Alishan Ali. Let me add another user will be 0 degree coder. Okay, and 0 degree coder @gmail.com, and if I click on send, and if I again make a request of get, so you can see that we are getting two data. So what we have seen right now, we have seen the create request, how to make post request using the postman, how to see a get request, like how to fetch the data. Okay, now the next method is called that will be gonna be a delete method. Delete method, like if you want to delete any item from this object, so how you can delete it. So you have to just copy this id, whatever the idea which, whatever the element or whatever the object which you want to delete, you have to just copy that id. Okay, you have to choose as a delete request, you have to paste that your endpoint, and whatever the items you want to delete, you have to type slash and you have to pass the that item id. Okay, if I click on send, so you can see that this item is deleted additionally, and if I might open my this file, so you can see this item is deleted. Okay, so this is how we perform the delete request. Okay, now let's see how we can do the put request. So click on new, click on http, and we're gonna perform a put request. Put means updating a document. Okay, so let's see how we can do update request. So let me type the my base url and slash users. So currently how many data which I have, so you can see that currently I have only one document, 0 degree coder. So I'm going to update this 0 degree coder email. Okay, so what we have to type, the endpoint and the id which you want to update, and I want to update this. Let me copy this whole object and paste it here. So I want to update role as a super admin, role as a admin. Okay, admin updated. Okay, something like that. That's let me add another variable so you guys know how we update. So we're gonna update the 0 degree coder updates. Okay, and if I just remove the email, like suppose if we just remove the email, my bad, and we just update the name and role, and if I click on send request, okay, so you can see that we got the name and the role. Okay, and the rest of field email is deleted. Okay, now if I want to add an email as well, so we can add a 0 degree coder at gmail.com, so it will add that email. So basically we can perform the put request like this. Okay, now the next request is that next request is called get one id. Let's suppose you want to get, so this is called get all request, we are getting all the data, but what we want to do, we want to get only a specific item id. So let's add a quickly some more documents, name, whatever, like John. Let me add a multiple items quickly for a testing purpose. Pablo, we are posting some data, and will be Mac MC, not good name. Okay, okay, now let's fetch all the requests, so you can see that we have some users. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to delete, I want to get this only, I want to get this only one object. So how we can get only one object by making API call? You have to just get the id, copy that id, go on the request. Okay, paste the existing id and paste the base url and paste the user id, which element which you want, and click on send request. So you can see that you only get the one object, you are not getting the get all requests, you are just getting the only one objects. Okay, now the next request is called, if you see here, we have called patch request as well. So let's give a sort to the patch request. So I'm just going to just copy this. Okay, and I'm going to copy this object as well for now, and go on the body, click on the raw, click on the JSON and paste it here, and I'm going to name as a patch request. So I know it's gonna be seems to be weird, but let's see. So you guys know what is the understand between the put and patch request. So I'm going to type as a name as a patch, and if I click on enter, so it's become patch request. So you know what difference you see between the put and patch request? So if we are using patch request, and if you are passing just whatever the field you are passing, that will update that keys. So you can see that I just passed the name patch, so it update with a patch. Okay, and all the field values are same. But if I do put request, if I do the put request, so it will only it will make the whole object with the just a name keys, and rest of the keys will be get removed. Like if I make a put request, make sense? Okay, let me explain you once more. So whenever we make a put request, it will put that object to the existing object. Okay, and if we do a patch request, so it will took that keys and update that keys value. Okay, so in the put, if you are performing a put request with the name field, so it will just update the name and rest of field are the same existing one, it doesn't change anything. But if you're performing the put request, the rest of the field get removed and there will be only name field. So let's see with the put request. If I'm gonna do put request, so you can see that we have just name and all the existing keys will get removed. Okay, so this is all about the put, patch, all the request CRUD operation in Postman, how to test your APIs with a Postman. So whenever you are working in a real world project, so backend engineer mostly provide you guys API, and you have to test that API in the Postman, and once you tested it out, you will integrate in your app. So yeah, Postman is really good tool for use. Let's summarize all the things what we have learned quickly. First, we have seen how to create a JSON server. If I just close this server, so first what we have done, we had created one folder called server. Inside the server folder, we had created one file called db.json. Inside that, we had created one user's key, that is empty array. We can have a to do as well, and whatever we gonna have, we can have more objects, that's up to you. Okay, now to run this server, what we have to run command json server dash watch db, whatever the file name is it, and it will start the server. So you can see that our server path, our server port is 3000, and we can access that all the endpoints like /user /to do /post. Okay, now we have seen like how to do a CRUD. So first we have seen like how to create a, how to post a, yeah, how to add a data in a /users. So this is how we have to copy the endpoint and just perform the operation. So we have seen like how to make a post request in a Postman and how we see the changes here. Okay, now we have seen that how to do a get all request. Okay, we have seen how to perform a delete request just by passing the id, it will delete that item. We see the how to make a put request. Whenever we put request, so it will just put that object, and existing object will get existing keys will get removed. Okay, and to perform put request, you have to click on, we have to pass the id of that item, whatever item you want to update. You have to click on body, you have to click on raw, you have to click on json, and this is how we send the item. The next item is called find by id. Okay, so we have id and we want to just find one specific item. Okay, let's suppose you have a, in your database you have a lot of users, like thousands users, and you want to find a user that's matched with the that id, so you can use this endpoint. The last request which I have seen about the patch request, like patch request means it will just update that field which we have passed it out, it doesn't do anything else. So for more JSON server, you can check it out, this url JSON server, and for more information. But I think that's all in this JSON server is that enough for in this video. So you can see that if you want to read more about it, so you can read more about it from here, like get find by id, post request, push request, patch, delete, and all that stuff. Okay, if you want to read more about it, you can read it here also, there's some more information. And I think so we have seen this all the method, and we've also seen the patch method. In the next video what we're gonna do, so we gonna do fetch the data from the local server. Okay, so we have to do some setup. Basically what does happen now, our localhost 3000 will be not accessible inside the emulator, and it will throw some error that it doesn't found or network error. So that's why we're gonna use some ngrok or do some, we have to do some configuration in the endpoint, localhost endpoint. So we will see in that video. I think yeah, that's all in this video guys. Thank you. Bye. Please let me know if you guys have any question. Thank you. Bye.